Hi, Jan. Have you ever lied about not being an artist? Tell me if you have. Don't lie to me. Comment down below. This happened to me a few months ago where I was greeting an artist. He didn't know that I knew that he was an artist. I was greeting him and he was, saying that he's an artist and so on. We were talking with a mutual friend. And my mutual friend went to say that I also draw, right? And so this person who is, I would like to say about like 10 years older than me, I'd like to say like professional artist, professional. I'm telling you, sells paintings, prints, all that kind of stuff. He's well known. He's well known. So he, he's like, "Are you an artist too?" And I don't know if I was intimidated or if I was just scared that he would ask to see my art and then he would just think it's poo poo.
Oh my goodness. Listen. You smell that shit?
So my insecurities took the hold of me in that split second, and I immediately said, not really. And I did that kind of motion with my hand. And I was like, I have my hand flat, and I'm shaking side to side, like, eh. And on his face, I could not read his face. His face just like was blank, and he was like, oh well, I don't know what not really an artist means. And safe to say, I fumbled that. That interaction haunts me. To be fair, it haunts me because now I feel like every time he would ever see me again, which I should say has not been anytime. I don't think I've seen him again, but I just feel like if he ever saw me again, that's the interaction he's gonna remember. And I have been thinking about why I said that for a while, and to this point, I really have to say it's insecurity, and once again, it's imposter syndrome grabbing hold of me. I have not been able to get over imposter syndrome since I started to learn to draw. Which, to be fair, a lot of artists battle imposter syndrome in one way or the other, and it takes a lot of active thought to not let it bind you. For me, I see or I feel my art as being something that's in your room, like in my room, where it's very personal to me and I love it. I love the process of making art and everything. However, I don't necessarily feel comfortable having it on display for negative reaction. You know? It's something I'll have in my room, invite my friends over who I know would most likely like it, or at least if they don't like it, they'll say it in a nice way because I'm their friend. So I could bring my friends over. I could show strangers on the internet. No offense to you guys, but I can show people I don't have to see in person. So even if they have a negative opinion about it, I could delete it and not see it again, not remember it, right? But if I have to, let's say I'm asked by a stranger in public to see my sketchbook, the anxiety that fills me, because I'm like, oh, I immediately start downplaying everything. I'm like, oh, it's not that good, it's just stuff I draw in my free time. And then I always wait for negative opinion. I always wait for it. And every time people be like, oh, so you're into anime? I just say yes to get the conversation over with. I'm like, yeah, I'm into anime. I watch that all the time. Yeah, anime. That's what I'm going for right now. It's just I battle with that level of anxiety. And it's not to say that if someone tells me they don't like my art, I'm going to give up.
Do you want to just go home?
Yeah.
I know there's nothing anyone could say to me that would make me stop drawing. It might make me pause drawing for like a week or so on because my feelings are deeply hurt. Last time they told me that my art looks like it was drawn by Peppa Pig, I would jump. But anyways, like I was saying, there's nothing anyone could tell me that would make me stop drawing. So I know deep down that all the negative opinions and everything are just surface level. Some of them constructive criticism, I could use them to further myself, further my art. Thank you so much. Right? Others, things like jealousy. doesn't matter to you. Someone's jealous of your art, so they're trying to, bully you or whatever. Maybe stop trying to spoil something for somebody else. I don't know. Like, it had a side rant. The people who bully you for drawing certain things, they need to get a job. Period. I'm not saying this is like a personal experience of mine, but they need to get a job. Because how are you so offended by what somebody else is drawing? Especially people online who comment stuff in comment sections. Y'all need to get a job, get a life, please. Because what do you mean someone's drawing something making themselves happy and they're improving their skill? They're putting something that did not exist into the world and you are so mad. Oh, bye. Bye. All this negativity, unless it's constructive criticism, surface level. Literally surface level. It does not matter. Keep drawing what you're gonna keep drawing what you love, right? Now, furthering this whole imposter syndrome situation, when you are scared to put your art on display and to shout your art from the top of rooftops and to be like, hey, this is my art. I would like you to see it. I would like you to see my art. When you're afraid to do that, you find yourself, well, I find myself, not taking up space or a lot of space, or not allowing myself to take up a lot of space, because I will say no to opportunities. I will say no to someone asked me to do a commission for them. I will like run and try to like push them off to my friend, be like, hey, my friend draws way better than I do, go do that, go ask their friend. I will see an art competition, or I would see like a gallery and I'd be like, oh, my art, it's not really good enough for that. Yeah, I don't know, compared to everybody else's art, mine can't stand up there with them. And it's stupid because you're looking for a direct comparison from your art to other people's art to say that, hey, my art is not as good as yours, when you have nothing that proves that. You're putting ideas into your head and then you're feeding that false narrative with opinions that you gather scatter around everywhere you are. You use that one little bad comment you got on Instagram at one time to validate that you are not gonna put your art in no art competition because people would hate it. No, your art just looks different, or your art style is different, or you are too blinded by your own imposter syndrome to see that, hey, maybe people would like my art if I put it up there. And if they don't like it, then this is not my audience. I don't have to come back here. It's that simple, right? But in the moment, I'm like, no, I'm not putting it on display. I'm not doing that. I'm not hurting myself. I'm saying all this in the video so that I hope that it will stick with me deeper and I would feel pain if I don't put myself out there more. This is my words to live by. And if I do not follow through, I'm going to come back to this video and I would allow you guys to bully me. You could bully if I keep doing this exact same thing, you could bully me. I'll let it happen. It's really, really, really damaging to you, especially if you want to grow as an artist in a social scene, to always demote yourself and your art. The biggest advice or the biggest thing I've learned is that you're not the person that has to see your art. You're not the one that has to buy your art. You're not the one that has to put your art on a bag, It's, well, you are. Technically you are, yes. But I'm saying, when you put your art out there, when you draw something and you put it online or you put it on display somewhere, you're not the one, your opinion is not the one that you're looking for there. You cannot say, hey, that person will hate my art. You didn't give that person the chance to hate your art. You just assume that they would hate your art, right? You're putting things out there for people, right? Your opinion is the one that matters the most. But after you create that art and you said, hey, I love this, your opinion matters, my opinion is that this is amazing, you need to now disconnect yourself and your opinion, put that art out there and say, hey, you guys can have your opinion about it now. It's plain and simple. You know you love it, you put it out there. They love it, they hate it, doesn't matter, you love it, right? They love it, oh my god, thank you. They hate it, well, guys, it wasn't for you in the first place. Plain and simple. Same thing goes the opposite way. You don't like something, you're not that proud of it, you are content with the fact that, hey, I made this thing, it wasn't my best, fine, you put it out there. Oh my god, we love it. Da, 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 da. Yes, you guys love it. Oh my god, I'm so grateful for you guys loving this thing that I did. I knew I could have done better. They hate it. Fine, you guys hate it, whatever, whatever. But I know I could have done better. This is not my best work. This hatred, this negativity does not reflect me fully as an artist. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, I just want to touch on like a big root of my insecurity. And once again, we're going to social media, the bane of my existence, the thing I'm too obsessed with. My Instagram addiction runs strong. I'm trying to get out of my Instagram addiction. However, 2 weeks ago, I deleted Instagram. And within those weeks, I have been re-downloading it and deleting it off and on. Different situations would arise where I would re-download it. Like when I want to upload a video, I would download it on my phone. When I want to post something on my story, I would download it on my phone. I'm trying to download it only if I need to post something, and then when I need to post something, I will use that time also to like respond to like a comment or like a message. Things slip by me all the time. Fair enough, because sometimes I will go out on my phone, don't have Instagram on it for the day, and it's not really that big of a deal. It's social media. We don't need it all the time. Whatever. Now, a big part of my insecurity has been looking at other people's art online. And this goes for people whose art styles are close to mine, or people whose demographic is close to mine, as well as people who have nothing to do with me. Not a damn thing. They don't know me from here to Mount Everest. They don't know me. They've never seen my art. They don't even know what country I'm from. They don't even know the country exists. Exactly. That's how far we are. Now, I would watch people's art, especially if they have a high follower count, which, once again, we care too much about the numbers. I would watch their account, especially if they have a lot of followers, or especially if they're an artist that I looked up to and their art style is amazing. And I would see these artists complaining about commissions or getting laid off from work or any financial issues, right? And I would get it in my head that our experiences are somehow the same. That because they can barely get commissions. Ethan, you won't get any commissions because they get laid off from their job. Ethan, you'll never get a job in art. It's like I'm using the bad things that happen to them to validate me giving up as an artist, or giving up parts of what I want to aspire to be as an artist. Now, I know. I paused because it made no sense. It made no sense. And I don't know how I gathered this information. I believe I'm just using that I see their art as better than mine. Yes, a lot of their art is better than mine because they have more technical skill, but I see their art is better than mine, and so I assume that no matter what they do, I could only amount to a fraction of that. And that feeds my imposter syndrome because I'm like, yeah, my numbers are a fraction of their numbers, so that means everything that they do, I'm a fraction of. Once again, the numbers, it's all down to the numbers, and we need to stop this Instagram craze. That's why that's the main reason I deleted Instagram, because I do not want to compare everything I do to somebody else. I would make a video and then I would have a video idea, and then I'll go on Instagram to look and see what kind of reels people are making, and I don't see that video idea. Anyone did that before, and instead of doing it, I'm like, oh no, no one will watch this, so I'm not gonna do it. You know how stupid that is. Like, I'm gonna beat myself up at this point. I'm gonna beat myself up. I'm telling you, it sucks. It really, really sucks. I'm not even gonna lie. It really sucks. I've been working against it, especially I'm doing things how I want to do them. Especially being away from Instagram is helping me a lot with that. I'm making art that I want to make, posting it how I want to post it. I'm making videos edited how I want to do them. I'm having fun in everything I do, and I'm also making the kind of stuff that I'd want to see. It just helps a lot to put yourself first and to kind of hold your hand in that sense. Think of yourself as your friend, And if your friend was going through all these issues, what would you do with your friend? If your friend was insecure about being an artist, wouldn't you have them up and be like, no, you are an artist, girl. Look at your art. Your art is amazing. You should be sharing that. You should enter the art competition. You'd win. That kind of motivation your friend would give you, or you would give a friend, is what you need to give to yourself. Hold your hand, be your own cheerleader, and that's it. Say, hey, my art is that good, or hey, your experience is not my experience, and I can make it even if you don't. Like, do that instead. Every negative thought that you may have, every insecure thought, you need to be aware of it and flip it on its head, because they're just thoughts. They're not facts. You're putting yourself, well, I'm putting myself in a box in the corner of an abandoned house in an abandoned town that's about to get lit on fire. That's what I'm doing. And I need to get out of that box and run away before that fire takes me alive, because it just sucks. Imposter syndrome sucks. This is no new thing. And it's such a mental block that usually you could get so much further. And you know that. You know you could get so much further if you just put yourself there and you just put yourself out there. Not even just there, out there. Because you're opening yourself some opportunities. Even if one door closes, you will find another one open. Come on. Even if you put your art in that museum, in that art exhibit, that art show, that art gallery, and 500 people go there, only one person stops, writes down your contact information, and buys that painting, you don't know where that one person could lead you in life. You don't know where that one thing could go. So yeah, just keep trying, be your art out there, and be your own cheerleader. Okay? Now that heavy topic is out of the way, guys. If you like my little rant videos, I'm trying to do a lot more of them. If you like hearing my voice rant about random things while I draw, and you draw with me, which I hope you are doing, then feel free to subscribe. Come on. I'm trying to be more active on here. And I'm trying to also talk about things that I'm going through and that I struggle with being an artist, especially one that's new to all of this. I'm trying to talk about them so that people who might be going through the same things, or who might be struggling with motivation with art and drawing, because I know how hard it gets. I know I used to be watching Drawing with Waffles, who's back, thank God, and other art YouTubers online to help me stay motivated to draw. Even if I didn't want to draw, I could put on one of their draw with me videos, and then my sketchbook would magically appear in front of me and I will be drawing. Yeah. So I hope I could at least be that for some person, or at least, even if you're not an artist, that the universal art experience is kind of universal. A lot of artists experience the same things or something similar when it comes to feelings and like the industry and so on. So I hope this information was at least beneficial to one person. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Leave a like if I should do more of these. I'm gonna do it regardless.